All right. Welcome, everyone. As you're coming in, we're going to be starting in about 5 minutes. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about the power of one video marketing blueprint. This is allowing you to just do one video that's going to capture all of your content for that week. That's literally your source of all your content you're going to need for all your blog posts, for your social media syndication out to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, to Twitter and TikTok and LinkedIn, everything you're going to need from one video. It all has to do with how you format that video and how you're going to record it and get it out to the world. So thanks so much for joining us here. Excited to get started in just a couple of minutes. And also which platform you're on. So if you're on YouTube or if you're on Facebook, I'd love to know where you're connecting from. We're going to start in 3 minutes. I'm very excited to talk to you about this because one of the things that I see, and I've had this issue as someone who came in as a marketer. Actually, video marketing was something I've been doing for a very long time. But what I find is a lot of people who are experts in their field, people who are authors, people who are speakers, they have a lot of things going on. They have a body of knowledge, a body of experience that they've had over the last 10, 15, 20 plus years. And now they're having to learn this internet marketing thing. And so they dive into all this information and it gets really confusing and really time confusing. And it doesn't need to be that way. See, one of the things I found out is that most people really struggle with getting their marketing together. And it's something that they want to do, they know they need to do, but they don't do regularly. And this is because one of the reasons is that they just don't have the time, they don't have the organization, and there's a lot of confusing messages out there. So when you have confusing messages and you know you need to do something, you have this like low level anxiety all the time of the things you think you're supposed to be doing all the time, but it's impossible. So if you are an expert, a subject matter expert at something, and that is the thing you love doing, but then you know you need to do this marketing thing too, and you're supposed to be on all the channels, supposed to build your YouTube channel, supposed to be on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok now, and LinkedIn for business, all these places you're supposed to be, and you're supposed to have a blog post and send out an email as a newsletter. Really, I found it boggles people's mind. And so we get into buying courses, join masterminds. We go to multi-day events out of town, out of state. It's a big expense. And what happens at the end is just it adds to the confusion. Just one more thing we're supposed to implement. Just one more thing I'm supposed to do this week. And we already have that low level anxiety of I got to do all this stuff. And what happens is I see people turn into like a pseudo marketer. And so I see people who are psychologists, they have a book out and they speak on stages, and now they're doing marketing for people. It's crazy. What I want people to do, and we're going to start in just a minute here, what I really want people to do is I want them to be able to do their thing fully. And if that is not being a marketer full time, then that's what you're going to do is you're going to do your one thing, and the marketing has become much more natural. So in about 30 minutes a week, you have all your marketing done. And it's all your marketing. It's not written by a bot. You didn't outsource your content to a marketing firm that says, hey, we can do all this stuff for you, right? This is something that once you create your content, that originates from you. That gives the source for all of your TikToks, Instagram, Facebook, your blog posts, your all the different places you're supposed to be. So we're right at the top of the hour right now. I'm really excited to share this stuff with you. So go ahead and let me know where you're connecting from. Find that chat box, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So today we're going to talk about the power of one video marketing blueprint. Now, if you want to know where this this name came from. Actually, I put this into Chat GPT. I said, here's all the things that our course does, the things that our service does, and it came up with 10 different names. And one of them was the Power of One, the Power of One video. I said, what if it's the Power of One video marketing blueprint? It made a lot of sense because people are making one video of their original content, not some bot, not someone you're outsourcing your content ideas from that they're scraping and pulling off of all their other clients that they do blog posts for and stuff and repackaging it as yours. It's your original content. So we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. So the big promise today is you're going to create one video as a source of all your online organic media. That's your podcast episodes, your YouTube video, your blog posts, email newsletter, social media, vertical videos. Vertical videos and video podcasts are two simultaneous huge potentials right now. There are trends that are taking off. Long form content is a video podcast. That's what the trend is right now. The other thing is vertical videos. You could put a vertical video out as about 60 seconds to 8 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is, a short video that will get thousands of views in a couple of days. Whereas you could put a YouTube video up on your YouTube channel, and after a week, you could have 5 views. Really, the opportunity today you have of having a podcast where people pick you up from all over the world. They aren't a part of your YouTube channel. They're looking at a topic and they see that you have a podcast. Oh, look at this. Now you have a video podcast. This is the origin of all your media. All right. So stay to the end because I'm going to give you a video recording of this training and then also fill in the blank blueprint so you can start immediately. Once you have this blueprint, you're going to be able to make this video on your own. And if you choose to work with us or you choose to do it on your own, I'm happy. I just want more people to do this so you can focus mostly on what you're an expert at. And you're going to get some really good marketing out because you got very strategic on how you're going to do your marketing in a very small amount of time. And also, I'm going to be here to answer your questions, actually give you a free group coaching session. So if you're on here, you have questions about video marketing, you have questions about podcasts, about microphones, about lighting, how I'm doing this right now, you can ask those questions. I'm here for you. So who am I? I'm Matthew J. Peters. I'm the founder of Authority Marketing Films. We're celebrating 10 years right now. 2-time best-selling author, Emmy Award-winning director. So I was created a music video, and I got an Emmy Award for that. 30 years in pro video production, 13 years as an internet marketer. I started back in the Stone Age. Produced over 1,000 marketing and sales videos for clients. Over 1,000 marketing and sales videos for clients. Trusted by top internet marketers in results-driven video marketing. Now, I know there are some other people that they'll make your TikTok videos for you. That's cool. They probably just saw that opportunity to start doing it like a few months ago. This is pro video production that I've been doing for the last 30 plus years, been in internet marketing for the last 13 years, and I've been working with some of the top names online. So Authority Marketing Films is the name of the company. We're just celebrating 10 years of doing what we do right now. I'm going to be showing you what we've come up with over all these years of doing video production, podcast production, and social syndication. So how many of you would be interested in learning in the next 45 minutes what we have developed over the last 10 years? It's taken us 10 years to develop what we have right now. And we're going to be able to show you that and to get it all whittled down to specifically the things that you need to do, which is I want you to do as little as possible. Trust me, there's enough things for you to figure out with your business. And now you have to do marketing on top of going deeper into your expertise and serving your clients. I don't want you to spend hours and hours a week on the marketing that you must do for more people to know that you exist, right? You have to do it. So how can you do it the most effectively? So here's number one truth. As an expert, you're expected to market yourself to get more clients. When you don't, your business is stagnant or goes downhill quickly. So you'll find out as soon as you stop marketing, it'll be probably within a week or so that your business slows down, right? The other truth, number two, is marketing takes a big percentage of your brain power and time in creating messages daily, posting, editing videos, images, blog posts, etc. It's too much to keep up with. You'd rather be focused on your clients, on doing fun things with your life, right? So the third truth is it's nearly impossible to do all of it alone and do it consistently for days, weeks, and months. All of us have had challenges in the past come into our lives, in business, in our family, all kinds of things that pop into our life, even great things like we're going on a trip. What happens to your social media? What happens to your organic marketing? Does it fall off? Are you piecemealing all of your social media, and you're editing your blog posts and your podcast episodes and your YouTube? You have several people that you're managing yourself, or you have an expert do that for you. So the marketing gurus are telling you need to build out your YouTube channel, right? How many of you have started a YouTube channel, put a couple of videos on your YouTube channel, and you really haven't followed through and done 50, 100 or more videos out there, right? We all know that we're supposed to have a YouTube channel. That's where an amazing amount of traffic is. If we get our search engine optimized videos up there and we're consistent, YouTube will reward us for that. You need to release a podcast episode weekly. You have to have a podcast, right? Everybody and their grandmother has a podcast. People joke about that. Here's a fun fact. If you want to be in the top 1% of all podcasters in the world, you know what you need to do? You need to have, to be in the top 10% of all podcasts in the world, you need to complete your 5th episode, because most people stop at 4 episodes. You do your 5th, congratulations, you're now in the top 10% of all podcasts in the world. You want to be in the top 1% of all podcasts, do 24 episodes. All right, that 25th episode puts you in the top 1% of all podcasts in the world, because there's a million podcast shows out there, but so few of them actually stick with it. So when you stick with it, you are rewarded by being in the top 1%. Let's continue here. Facebook, you're supposed to put daily Facebook posts, LinkedIn daily posts, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all of those. I'll tell you right now, here's a secret, is the posts that get the most interaction and views are going to be short video posts, those vertical videos. That's the trend that I was telling you about. You need to be doing those every day. And then also you need to be writing a blog post, right? Your blog on your website, that is your territory. You own that. You don't own your Facebook profile. You don't own your LinkedIn profile or Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. You don't own none of those, but you do own your website. So that's where you want to be, making sure you build your content. So having a blog post there is very, very important. And you need to be sending out emails, newsletters to your list weekly. Why? You want to continually give them value over time. You want to nurture that list, let them know about your promotions, let them know about what value you have in this new episode coming out. All of this is important, right? Is there anything here that you're seeing that you're saying, you know what? No, that's not important. But the marketing gurus will tell you in their own specialties, like YouTube person will tell you that. People in social media or Facebook, they'll tell you, like, you need to be doing this every day. You need to be doing these types of TikTok videos. You need to be writing a blog post. You need to SEO your blog posts. Do it every week. It's too much. It's too much. And the thing I'm going to keep coming back to here is, you are an entrepreneur, an subject matter expert. You're a coach, consultant. You need to stay doing that. But we also need your unique content. And you can't have a bot do that for you. You can't outsource that to a niche marketing company that, let's say you're a dentist or a chiropractor or a psychologist, and they do the marketing for chiropractors. And I see this all the time. It's the same article they keep on putting out to all their clients. There's nothing unique about it for you. So guess what? You're just a number to them. They just keep on putting that same article out on different websites. And guess what? You don't even read it. You don't even know if you agree with it. They just do it for you automatically. So who here is doing all of those things? Is anybody here doing all of them? Go ahead and put a yes or a no if you're not. Most people aren't, but I'm curious to see if anybody is. If you are, I'm going to give you a round of applause, because that's pretty amazing. But what if I could prove to you, you can complete your marketing much easier, faster, and look professional? One of the things I know that people who are experts at something, they don't want to put out media that looks bad or makes them look bad or makes them look like a novice, because when they do, people equate subconsciously that media, that it looks subpar, doesn't look that great. That's the way their service is too, and the thing that they're really amazing at. So there's a disconnect there. So when you have really good looking and good sounding media that goes out there, people also equate that to the quality of the service that you have. Think about this for yourself. Is that true for you? I'm going to disprove that it's too hard to do, that it takes too much time, and it'll look terrible. So you never wanted to become a marketer. It just gradually happened to you, right? Think about it. All the marketing courses you've taken, the Facebook groups you're in, the marketing masterminds you've joined, the marketing online trainings that take weeks, right? We've all done it. The marketing seminars, webinars, and summits we've attended, the multi-day out-of-town marketing events we've been at. All of these have taken tremendous amounts of your time, your brain power, and your money because you want to learn how to communicate to more people the value of what it is that you do. Bottom line, right? No one wants to be writing blog posts every week. No one wants to be putting out posts on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and LinkedIn every day. It's too much. You want to be running your business by working with your clients. You want to be doing things with your family. You want to be traveling. We all want that. We all want that freedom. And I'm going to show you how to have more freedom here. But the hard truth to face is, even after all of that, it's still confusing, frustrating, and time consuming, right? You've taken all these courses, you've been in the masterminds with all the experts, and it's too much. Me being a marketer and being a part of all those things, it can be too much. But what if, after my company's 10 years of video, podcast, and social syndication, we have developed a shortcut I'm going to share with you. And what if you could duplicate it on your own or partner with us to do it all for you? So you can do this all on your own. I'm going to show you the format you need to create this one video in order to have it cover all of your platforms. I want to show you the shortcuts because I tell you right now, I don't want you to become another marketer, not to compete with me, because you can't. But I don't want you to become a marketer when you need to be sharing your expertise with your customers and clients. But what you're doing instead now is you're becoming an amateur marketer. So here's the big secret. You can record one simple video to supply all of your other marketing content for the week. That's to build out your YouTube channel, release a podcast episode weekly, post to Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok daily, write a blog post weekly, and send an email newsletter out to your list weekly. What if you do all that with one video? Because that's what we're helping people with. That's what I'm going to show you how to do today. If you do one video formatted correctly, it could answer all of those issues right there. And doing it to the right length and having the right calls to action, all that is going to be very important. So you're going to record that video as a podcast. And there's reasons for this. There's reasons for everything I'm showing you here. So you're going to record it for 15 to 30 minutes a week. Now, if you feel like that's too much time, you're going to be speaking about something you know very well and you enjoy talking about. If you could do that for 15 to 30 minutes a week, do you think you could do that? What I'm doing right here is I turn on, this isn't even my special camera up here. This is just my Mac FaceTime camera. I have a ring light in front of me. I have a couple of lights behind me, which you don't actually need. And I have a mic, a decent mic. But 15 to 30 minutes a week is your investment. If you can't do that, then you really need to think about what you're doing in your business to market that is that much better. All right, so here is the formula. If you want to take a screenshot of this, go right ahead because this is the video. This is the format you want to do it in. All right, you have the MDM, the intro, topic, early CTA, sponsor, your content, promo, content, and CTA. Let me go through those, all right? This is training. This is the central training of what I'm sharing with you today. MCM is your mic drop, MDM, mic drop moment. That means I'm going to listen to all my content, and what was the one thing, the juiciest piece of it? I'm going to start with that. You're going to have some music under it. You're going to start with the juiciest piece, nothing more than 10 seconds. You're going to go into your intro, and we're going to stop doing the intros that are a minute and a half long. No one wants to hear those. Your intro with the music and tagging what the podcast is called. It's like, if you know Ed Mylett, this is the Ed Mylett Show. And then Ed starts, hey, welcome everyone to today's show. My guest today is, guess what? No one wants to wait around. They want to get right into the meat of it. So you have your mic drop moment that's going to hook people to, I want to hear this. This sounds interesting. Then you have your intro, which is going to be no more than 3 seconds long. Not 30 seconds, not 60 seconds, 3 seconds. You're going to pop in with your topic of today. Hey, welcome to the show, everyone. Today, I'm so excited to have my guest, John Smith, and John's going to teach us all about how to write our first book. That's all you need to do there on that topic. You're going to then go into the early call to action. But before I do, if you're interested in how to ... go ahead and go over to our website at mywebsite.com/free and download our free report. Cool, right? Because a lot of people won't listen all the way to the end, but within that first 60 seconds, you still got them hooked. Get that early call to action in there. And then sponsor. And I don't want you to think until you have tens of thousands of downloads, and even then, I don't think I would do it. The biggest return on investment for sponsorship is your company. So if the name of my podcast is The Preeminence Podcast, which mine is, sponsored by Authority Marketing Films. At Authority Marketing Films, we help you ... Go to authoritymarketingfilms.com. Okay, so you're doing that within 20 seconds, right? 10, 20 seconds, your sponsorship. You can even do it less time than that. So this whole MDM intro topic, early call to action, and your sponsorship should be no less than 60 seconds. Why do I say no less than 60 seconds? If you listen to any pop song, the payoff, the hook, the chorus, the name of the song comes up in the chorus, right? The payoff is always within 60 seconds. So people will listen to the first verse of a song, and because it's 90 beats a second, 120 beats a second, 20 beats a minute, within 1 minute, the payoff of the hook is the part of the song everybody knows. All right, so it's less than 60 seconds. Then you're going to go into your content. Anything less than 20 minutes is, fine for that first bit of content. Then you're going to go into your promotion. Now, your promotion is not your free offer. Your promotion is what are you going to be promoting right now as the thing that you're helping people with. So this is going to be an investment for people. You do not need to give them the price. You just go into a little bit deeper of what your company does and what you're offering right now, that big result. All right. Do that for no more than 30 seconds. And then you go back into your content. So it's like a commercial break, but it's a commercial for your thing, not somebody else's thing. And then after your content, you have your end call to action, which is like your early call to action, but you can go into more detail on that free thing they get. Thanks so much for listening to today's podcast. Join us next week where we're going to talk about, you can go specifically into what your topic is going to be next week if you know, or you can go into what we're going to talk more about, how to build out your YouTube channel or how to communicate better with your teenager, whatever your topic is. And if you want to know more about how to have better communication with your teenager, go ahead and download the free report at communicatewithyourteenager.com/free. There you're going to understand how to, now you can go into more depth. All right. And you end it right there. So that's it. Now, why are these pieces red? These pieces are red because, hey, Carmen, because that's what you're going to be recording weekly. So this is all set up as a template. Once you record your intro, once you record your early call to action and the sponsor, promo, and call to action, you don't need to do it again. You just do it one time, make sure it sounds good, and then you're done. When I'm going to come in and record a new podcast episode, I'm coming in and I know what my topic is going to be of the day, and I have bullet points. And I know it enough because you are a subject matter expert. You know it well enough and you really enjoy talking about it. It's going to be easy for you to talk. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be, here you see 20 and 20. It does not need to be 40 minutes. It can be 15 minutes, but you need to have enough content for what we're going to be doing next. So don't do a 5-minute podcast episode. You need to go at least 15 minutes so you have enough meat there. Okay. And we're going to dive deep into this because I want you to be able to do this if you choose to do it. So here's how I would hit record and I say, welcome everybody to today's podcast. I'm so excited to have our guest, John Smith, in. He's going to be talking about how to talk to your teenager when communication has been broken. And then I just do, but before we do, that's going to be right here. But before I do that, if you're interested in communicating with your family members, if I do like a family communications podcast, that's what I would do. sponsor, and then I just start in with the content. This does not have to be done live like I'm doing it right now. This is done, recorded at the time you choose to do it. All right, but those red parts are what you're gonna do. I'm gonna move on here. So what format of podcast do you want to do? So here's John Blake. He's doing direct to camera, and he just talked about something for 10 to 15 minutes, right? That's his format. He's looking directly at the camera. He knows what his subject is. He's going to talk about. He goes from there. This is me doing mine here. I want to do something a little different because I'm doing trainings as a podcast. So there's a visual component. People want to watch the video podcast. And so this one, I have a slide presentation. I'm actually just broadcasting to my TV from my iPad, and I just swipe the next slide. It shows up on the TV behind me. And then we have Rev Up Sales podcast. These guys always are doing an interview. So they have an interview style podcast. That's their format. And we have Bentinho Massaro over here, who has they have 3 4K cameras, and they have someone doing live switching. It is like they really did an amazing job with their podcast. I'm really happy to be a part of that. So you can start out with what I'm doing right now. You can see me doing is I'm talking directly to the camera. I have one camera and I have a microphone in front of me. Does not have to be difficult. So how do I choose the topics? And this is really vital. And most people who have a podcast, and especially when they're just starting out, they're wasting a lot of time. What I see a lot of people do who are either novices or actually they have podcast episodes, into podcast episode 100. And what they're doing is they're interviewing friends, and their podcast topics are all over the place. And if you are a high ticket coach, consultant, trainer, mentor, or something along those lines, or you have high ticket offerings as an entrepreneur, you want to be very focused on why you're doing your podcast. So how do you choose your podcast topics? Is what is the product you are selling? Where do I want people to go? All right. So right now, if you have an idea for a podcast, think about what are you selling on the end? That's the end goal. We want to start with the end in mind. Every podcast episode needs to point to your product being the solution. Here's what I mean. The title of your episode needs to match the content in the episode, right? You don't want to bait and switch. So the title of the episode is why they're clicking on it if they don't know you from anywhere else, or the thumbnail image. They're going to click on it, and that content has to match with that title of the episode. You're going to have a call to action in there. You're going to have promotions in there. They have to match to the content, right? So think about this. When you have, over the course of a year, you have 26 or 52 different people you're interviewing, how are you going to get your content to match with your call to action? That can be really difficult. So your call to action needs to match with your content, needs to also match with the title of the episode. And then you're going to give them a free offer. That free offer, big key here, something that took us a long time to learn, is it must be diagnostic. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you need to do a survey, which surveys do work, but you need to get them from a place of feeling good, like I'm they're unconsciously incompetent, meaning they don't know what they don't know. The goal of your free offer, you could write this down. This is a really big one. The goal of your free offer is to make people consciously incompetent, meaning in that free offer, they may actually get a result, but the biggest result is them changing their mindset, saying, okay, cool. I now know my situation. I know I have to change the ways I'm doing things. And I know this, I trust this person because they gave me this tool. They seem to know what they're talking about. And this did help me make this big aha moment in my life. I'm ready to make a transformation. Your product is the answer to that free diagnostic. Everybody understand what we're just doing right here? This alone right here, there's people who have been doing this for a long time. They don't even do it. Think about, listen to the next podcast of, like, say, business podcast, communications podcast, marketing podcast. They're not doing this. You need to make a straight line from the title of the episode all the way to the product you're offering for $5,000, $25,000, whatever it is, right? It has to be a straight line. Anything you're doing that deviates from that, now you got to bring people back to the call to action. My content is up here. It's out of alignment with my call to action. I'm losing people. All right. So I would love to do a podcast, but where am I going to find all this content? I don't have enough to talk about. Yes, you do. You have a product. You have modules, right? You're going to talk through different parts parts of the product you have. And you're not giving away your secret sauce. I'll show you what you need to do and how to format your episodes. But here's the sources product modules, mastermind calls. Now, people have asked you questions on your mastermind calls and maybe paying hundreds or thousands of dollars a month to be a part of. You can take that. It's like, oh, you know what? I talked about this for 10 minutes. It was such a great question. No one has ever asked me. So now you have content there. It's like, that was a great question. I'm going to put that into my podcast. Frequently asked questions that you get. Should ask questions. People don't know what to ask, right? Here's what you really should be asking. If you've written a book, this is a great place for your content. Take your book and turn it into a year of podcast episodes. Blog posts that have worked really well for you in the past. If you have a blog over the years or some really popular Facebook posts, that content that got you results, a lot of people shared it, a lot of people commented on it. That's great content for you. All right, now how do you structure it? This is what I was just talking about. You don't want to give away your secret sauce. And if you're not taking screen captures of this, just stick around to the end and you can request the slides here. So you're going to talk about the what. Now the what is the real situation from your expert perspective? They're in the problem. They don't know what the real issue is. They think they do, but they don't. That's that whole thing is, don't sell them what they want, sell them what they need. You're going to sell them what they want by talking their language that way. But in the back of your mind, you know exactly what they need. You just need to meet them where they're at. Okay? And you're going to talk about the why. Why is it important to address it now? What's going to happen if they do? You can paint the picture, future pace them of the heaven they can be in, or what will happen if they don't. All right? Think about that. What's going to happen? What hell could they be in if they don't, if they just keep letting this go? So you can think about mental health. You can think about relationships, spiritual health. You can think about physical health. You can think about the health of their business. What is the health going to be like when they do this? What could the possible outcomes be when they address the situation? And what could the downfall be, or what kind of hell would they be in if they don't? You need to paint the picture so they realize where they're at. Now you're going to talk about the how. So we have the what, the why, and the how. And here's where you need to be delicate, because you can teach so much that they feel like they've got everything and they say, thank you, that was really great. And as a speaker, that is definitely the worst thing you do if you have something you're offering, is people say, that was a great speech, thanks so much. What you want them to say is, that was amazing. I really need to talk to you because I think our company could use this, or I need to talk to you because the relationship I'm in, I need to work some things out. And so they come to you for that advice, right? They want that personal attention. So the how is, how can they solve this in 3 to 5 steps? You could do 1 step, but I like the odds of 3. In these 3 keys, these 3 steps, there's 3 ways, or 5. Don't go into 7. Don't go into 24. Brian Tracy had something that he was offering. He was a brilliant guy. It was like the 43 things to prosper your business, like 43. I don't have time for that. My head hurts just thinking about 43 things, right? I don't know who marketed it that way, but it shouldn't. People don't want more. They want less. So give me the 3 simple steps. And what you're going to be doing, and this was a big aha moment, I'm giving you stuff that I learned in masterminds, high-level masterminds. You're creating a shopping list that only you can deliver on. So if you have, say, 5 things, 2 things, number 1 and number 2 is like, yeah, okay, I understand that. That makes sense. But you go into 3 and 4 and 5, those are your specialty. When they go out there shopping in the world, if they choose to not work with you right then, they're not going to find it from anybody else. That's your specialty. And I like to think this, if you ever read, I think it's James Redfield, it wasn't The Secret, it was the Celestine Prophecy from like 20 years ago. He had, I think it was 8 different things. And the first one was like, yeah, I can see that. The second was like, that makes sense. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And by the time you got to the 8th one, you were like thinking there's interdimensional travel and all this crazy stuff that you wouldn't have thought of first getting into the book. But you're starting with where people are at, right? You need to start where people are at. There's that common ground. And then from there, you can take them to the next step, the next step. So whatever it is that is your magic, whatever it is your specialty, you're going to make a shopping list there for them that only you can deliver on. Now, a bonus thing you do is you can say, matter of fact, when I work with Stacy Stacy was at this place, right? And this you're gonna pick Stacy because she's your ideal client profile, not somebody that's outside of it. She's your ideal client profile because the people on that podcast, the people that are watching that video, the people that are reading that blog post, they're gonna say, "Hey, that's me. Stacy's just like me. That I'm in that position." And then Stacy had this amazing transformation. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna call Carmen. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna talk to John. I'm gonna talk to Sarah, right? That's the thing is you want people to be at the end. That's awesome. What's my next step? What's the next logical step? What's the next emotional step for them? Is this making sense? Is this good value for you? Just give me a yes or a I don't know, applause or something like that. What I'm sharing with you here is literally like stuff that I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for. So people will ask me, what is the software that I use? So if you're just going to be talking directly to the camera, if you're on an Apple, you can use Apple QuickTime and just record the camera and the microphone. Simple. I'm not on a Microsoft device, but Microsoft has a webcam recorder. Very simple. You just turn it on, record, you're done. Now, if you're going to be doing an interview style, you can use Zoom. Zoom, the quality isn't excellent. It's pretty good. But if you want to go with an excellent quality, then you're going to pay for Riverside. All right. Riverside is something that we recommend people use because it records really high quality video on both sides. And what equipment or what stuff do I need to get started? So you do need a webcam. And if you're on I'll say that I haven't been very impressed with old Mac cameras or a lot of Microsoft cameras that you would have in like a Chromebook. Definitely, you're not going to have a great camera. If you have a Windows machine, a lot of times they don't have a great camera. What I do recommend is the Logitech 920. That's the one I'm using when I'm not using the one right here. The lighting is good for me right now, so I have a nice sharp picture. So my webcam is fine. That's right on my laptop. I can take this anywhere I want to go. Microphone. There are so many different microphones out there. What I want you to do is go to Amazon and type in USB podcast microphone. Look at the ratings. The ratings will tell you what people think. Make sure you get a USB microphone. The one I have right here, I need a system for because it's not USB. It doesn't plug directly into my computer. And then just look at the price range. If you're going to be spending anything less than $50, it's not going to be great quality. One I can recommend that I used for years and did over 100 podcast episodes on my own was the Blue Snowball. You can get that for about $50, maybe a little less, and it's really good. It sounds like it's bigger brother, which is the Blue Yeti, which is like $150 to $350, depending on which model you get. But just that's the easiest thing to do. And then for your light, get an 18-inch ring light. Now, what I have seen people do is they'll go to the local Walmart, or they'll go to like a convenience store or something. You'll get a ring light that's about this big. It doesn't give you enough light. So this one is over my head about a foot because I'm wearing glasses. I don't want you to see the rings in my glasses, so I brought it up higher. And 18 inches it's more professional. Okay, so you may be paying $80 for it. So all in, you have a decent microphone, you have a ring light, maybe $150, maybe $170, and you're ready to go. So you've recorded that video. Now what do you do with it? Here's a post-production process that we do. All right. Editing the video. And I'm going to go into each one of these. So you're going to edit the video and then you're going to transcribe it. When you transcribe that video, there are tools I'm going to show you that will transcribe it automatically for you. Now you have text from your video. That means all of your descriptions, that instead of writing it out, you have text you can summarize, your blog post, your email that goes out to your list. You have the transcription. So now you have all of the things that you said, and you can just pare it down and summarize it. That's the next step. You can go back here. And then you want to post that video to YouTube, post the audio to your podcast platform, which I'll show you the different ones that are out there. Edit your short videos, post the short videos, create a blog post, and then send your email newsletter, all with this one video you created. Does it sound like a lot of work? It can be a lot of work, but I'm going to show you the shortcuts, make it as short as possible, because our team that does this, I want to make it as short as possible for them too. I'm not making the process any longer. So I'm going to show you our process. So editing the video, remember, you're going to be recording one time and you're going to refer back to it as your intro, which is going to be like, this is the Ed Milet podcast. Done. You have a little piece of music underneath it. Your early call to action is going to start with, but before I do, if you want to learn more about XYZ, and you can go to our website at mywebsite.com/free and get your free video series, 4-part video series on how you can XYZ. Remember, that call to action is going to be for a free diagnostic tool. You're not going to tell them it's a diagnostic tool. That's just for you and how you construct what you're giving them. Your sponsorship. Your sponsor is going to be your company. If you don't have a company, maybe it's Carmen Mira Consulting, right? Whatever it is, that's okay. Your podcast has a different name. People will understand there's 2 different entities there. Your promotional, what are you offering right now? What is your service? What is your key service? What is your key result that you're offering? And then your end call to action is like your early call to action. You're just going to give them a little bit more juiciness of why they want to get that free offer. And then you're creating a template. So if you're going to use like Movie Maker on your Windows device, or you're going to use something like iMovie, they're so simple today. Now you can even do it on your phone. You have iMovie on your phone. You can just grab those little clips and move them around. And this is that format. So this is the same format you do. You can make it more simplified by getting rid of the mic drop moment. I tell you, that's the thing that's going to hook people to listen to it. At least listen to the first minute where you have your early call to action in there. This is the way we do it. This is what we highly recommend people do. There's a reason why we do it this way. So transcribe your video with Temi or Otto. So you can write otter.io. Both of them, you can upload your video and it's going to take all the words from it. And they're pretty accurate. I'd say about 95% accurate. And then summarize that transcript. So the summary, you can do that by hand, and there are summary tools out there. There's some AI things you can do to summarize. The thing about working with AI, it's still kind of in an early stage. So sometimes the summaries can be a little funny because they don't quite understand what you're trying to get at, or they don't understand your accent. They don't understand the topic you're talking about in a lot of depth. So you have to go in and you need to read through that summary, and you need to be the editor. Anytime you're using AI, you still need to be the human editor. This summary is going to be your blog post. It's going to be your descriptions in your posts, and it's going to be the email you send out to your list. And you can change it around a little bit if you want, just so they're different. But I want you to understand, when you're repurposing this content, know that the person that's on your YouTube channel is not the person that's going to be listening to your podcast. The person that's listening to your iTunes podcast is never going to listen to the Spotify podcast. Everybody has their own lane that they like consuming information on. If people are on Facebook and they never go to LinkedIn, or the people on LinkedIn will never go to TikTok, you understand you're going to be meeting people where they're at in all these platforms. And that's why it's so key. You could say, well, I'm just going to do LinkedIn because I do business. Okay, you're losing all the people on Facebook because you prejudge that your people are not on Facebook, or you prejudge that your sales and marketing clients are not on TikTok. Guess what? They are. So you need to be on all these platforms. Post your YouTube as a podcast episode. So if you're working with YouTube at all, you go into the YouTube studio, you'll see where you have all your past videos. Now you see it says podcast. You can click on podcast and you can have all your episodes uploaded there. So just so you know, YouTube now just surpassed Spotify as the biggest podcasting platform, meaning more people listen to podcasts on YouTube than they do listen on Spotify. That's pretty incredible. They just surpassed it. It's like 34% versus 32%. So it's a little bit more on YouTube's favor right now. You're going to want to upload the audio version to your podcast platform. So there's several you can use: Libsyn, Anchor, Spreaker, Podbean. Podbean and Anchor both have free versions. Now, the thing I have to tell you is when you're using a free version, guess why it's free? Is because they're going to be putting their ads that they're getting money from in front of your content and within your content. So they could literally be cutting right into the middle of what you're saying and put it an advertisement for something you do not agree with. I was listening. I mean, there's some. I don't. I don't care what you think about cannabis, but if you're listening to, let's say, a spirituality podcast, and it's a church, all right, and then they have something about cannabis, there's a disconnect with that audience. A lot of that audience, I don't have a problem with it, but I just think it's funny when I hear that. Or I was listening to a business podcast, and they're talking about bleach, Tide with bleach. It's like for laundry detergent. It's like, why would I want to hear that? It's lowers the quality of the whole experience. So when you are the sponsor of your own podcast, the experience, everything is in alignment, right? Everything, that why they're there, the experience is all controlled by you. So pay the $5, the $10, the $20 a month to have your own Libsyn or Spreaker, or pay for Anchor or Podbean so you don't have that. Edit short videos. So keep your videos under 60 seconds. Now you can post these as reels, and reels can be over 60 seconds. But when you edit your video less than 60 seconds, it can be a reel, but it also can be, it can be on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and all these places that will allow for up to 60 seconds. Just do it by the lowest common denominator is just keep it under 60 seconds. Make sure you put the closed captions over it. So, there's text underneath, not over your face, but underneath it. So make sure, like if I was doing a podcast episode, I'd frame it like this, so the text could be right here. All right. Your descriptions, you're going to get your descriptions from your summary. So you're going to pull probably the first half of your summary and put that in your descriptions, and then use your hashtags and mentions. So you're getting your message in front of the right people. And in some platforms, you can you can even put the topic in. So you have the topic, the hashtags, and the mentions all put you and your videos in front of the right people, instead of not using those. And it's just random who's going to see those videos. So people say, oh my gosh, I got 10,000 views on my TikTok video. It's like, yeah, how many of them are even they could potentially be a customer or a client? Very few. But when you use hashtags, mentions, and you tell the platform what the topic is, you're going to be in front of more people that are going to be in alignment with your message. And then post those short videos to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and Twitter. There are tools that allow you to post to multiple at the same time. Just be careful, because sometimes people get sloppy with that, and it's a poor experience because it just wasn't done right. So in the beginning, especially, learn the platforms and post to the platforms. You'll see when you copy and paste each, some stuff is not going to work. And so you're going to want to make sure when you're posting to all of them through a tool, that you're doing the lowest common denominator, so you're not missing some of the work. And I've seen this before where things get cut off, so you don't have your call to action because it cut off the number of the characters you can use. So you miss the call to action on that platform because it was just your description was too long. And create that blog post. So you're using your summary. You're going to embed your YouTube video. You're going to embed your audio player, not audio file, audio player. So that'd be Podbean or Spreaker or Libsyn or whatever. You're going to put that into your blog post, and then you're going to have calls to action. Remember, your blog post is a part of your website. Your website is your home base. Any links you have out there in the world, don't send them to YouTube. Don't send them to Facebook. Don't send them to Instagram, even though you may have an awesome profile there. Always send people back to your website. That's where your home base is. If anything, you get banned from Facebook, and now all those posts that you had to your Facebook profile or posts are gone. You have broken links everywhere. All right, that's your blog post. And then you're to send your summary, a part of your summary with a thumbnail of your YouTube video, a link over to your blog post, and a call to action, and then offers. I like this. You can have your signature at the bottom. Like on my emails, this says Matthew J. Peters, founder of Authority Marketing Films. And then underneath that, you can say, and when you're ready, I can help you write your book. I can help you, do whatever. So you can show people these are the things that you offer when they're ready. You're not offering it to them right now, but you do have links there. It's just at the bottom, because people automatically think, I didn't know you did that. You do this too? I had no clue. But when you put it at the bottom and they scroll down, they see your signature, you're also showing them, we also do these things too. So think about this, all of your marketing, your weekly YouTube video done, your weekly podcast episode done, your weekly blog post done, your weekly email newsletter done, and your daily vertical video post on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. The reason why I say vertical video post is because if you put a static image, which is like just a photo or a meme, versus a vertical video, you're going to get exponentially more people that will be able to see that vertical video than people will ever see that static image. One of my friends I really respect, Sean Cannell of Think Media TV, their Instagram channel, they're not really doing any static images anymore. It's all vertical videos because they know they're getting thousands and thousands and thousands of views. One of them, they had 10 million views. It was a little clip from an interview, 10 million views on one video. Why? Because vertical videos are very easy to consume. They're eye candy. You're seeing what's going on. And I know I'm going to get the gist of what they're trying to communicate to me in 8 seconds or 32 seconds. I'm not going to be taking a lot of time to do that. The best part is when you do this yourself, all of it is your source material. It's not a bot that created it, and you're not hiring a company that has other clients like you, and they just made that content, not even from your perspective. They just found this content out there and they repurpose it as your blog post or your post on Facebook. It's a really poor quality. All of your media elevates your presence and expands your reach. It's posted regularly, weekly, or daily, right? People want that regularity to see you as professional. It all adheres to your brand. So you're controlling your brand. It's not using a bunch of stock images from somebody else. You're hiring to post on your Facebook page. All points to your free offer. All pre-frames the value of your results. Remember, you're focusing on the strategy is, where do I want people to go after they watch this video, after they listen to this podcast episode, after they read this blog post? Where do I want them to go? You're thinking really clearly about, why am I doing this media from the very beginning? And all of that content is approved by you because you made it. You don't have to get the approval process. So it's a much clearer process here. What if you could have all of it done for you? And this is where you could partner with us. And I'll just go through simply what that is. You turn on your camera, talk for 15 to 30 minutes about something you know and love, and you send me a 2-word message. Then you're done. Our team takes it from there. So you're literally doing that intro. Welcome everybody to today's podcast, or however you want to do that. Today, I'm going to be talking all about how to clear charges on your whatever. It's just whatever specifically you're going to help people with. You're going to say what it's about, and then you're going to pause, and then you get into your content. You don't have to pause for that middle of the content. We'll cut it somewhere in the middle. So remember what the marketing guru said, right? You got to be doing all this stuff. And I will admit, all of this is incredibly important. Building out that YouTube channel, podcast episodes, Facebook. One of the first clients I had is one of the top Facebook ads people in the world. And they wanted to have all of this. And why is that? Because even though they're the best at Facebook ads, as soon as someone turns off their ads, stops spending money, or Facebook disapproves their ads, guess what happens to their footprint on the internet? They disappear. You could be the king of ads, spending $1 million a month and making $5 million a month. But when those are turned off, if you don't have this here, you don't have a YouTube channel you built out, you don't have podcast episodes, you haven't been investing in your Facebook, blog, or email, you disappear from online. There's no legacy to amazing, amazing ads, right? That's why a lot of the people that are teaching ads have a podcast, because they know this. You can simply turn on your camera, talk 15, 30 minutes about something you know and love, and send that message. Your marketing team at AMF takes your video and does everything else for you. Your content is on every platform, predictable like clockwork. Your content is on every platform and on brand, optimized for attraction and conversion. So here's 3 people that, we're working with. They're it's too small for me to read on the screen. But basically, one of the things John says here is he's actually re-upped with us for the 3rd year. They're getting tremendous results because they're seen as the expert in their field. And John encapsulates the whole thing as basically, I record this and I upload it and I'm done. Well, we've gotten rid of the upload thing. Now they just need to send us a 2-word message saying, new episode. We know, we log in as them, and we take care of everything else. So we really cut down everything so they don't have to do hardly anything but just give 15 to 30 minutes of their expertise on camera. And Bentinho Massaro, he was like, listen, we wanted the premium, the best, highest quality podcast. They were talking about Joe Rogan style, they have millions of dollars going into that podcast show. How do we come in at that really high level? And that's what I help them with. So you have the opportunity to come out of the gate with a new podcast, or if you have a podcast right now and you want to up-level everything, that's where we can help you with. So we produce all of this for you. It's all done for you. We just are not going to be the experts in your field. That's your job. So if you want to build your platform, please don't have a bot do that for you. If you're going to build out your platform, don't hire a marketing agency that's going to write articles for you, because it's not your voice. You need to have your voice out there because people will be hiring you. And if they read something in a podcast article, let's say it's about relationships, and they love it, but you didn't write it. And so when they bring that to you and you're like, oh no, that's not what I recommend. And they'll say, but that's on your blog. Oh, really? I'll have our team look at that. You know how there's a disconnect there because it's not your content. Or worse even than that is they find that same article on your competitor's website because they're using the same marketing agency. I've seen it. We offer single pay discounts, payment plans, and financing. We want to make this available to everybody. But do you think that with daily and weekly content going out like this, that's following a winning strategy, constantly in alignment with your main offer, displays your expertise in your niche to your niche audience, is published daily and weekly on time like clockwork, is higher quality than what you're doing right now, and it has embedded calls to action in each media piece, do you think you would be able to get even more new clients than you are now? You're already getting clients with what you're doing, which is probably a small fraction of what the gurus are all telling you need to do. And there's different gurus telling you need to be doing each of these things. Now, you could be like Gary Vaynerchuk, who says, do 100 pieces of content a day. He's just saying do a lot, right? You need to be out there making content. That's what he's saying. What if you could pay for us to do all of your marketing for an entire year with one new client? Think about that. So we put this out there, and within 30 days, you have new clients, and just one of them pays for everything here. So you're going to get that client. You're going to serve them. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe they're part of a group. And as new clients are coming in for you, that first client paid for everything that we're doing for you for the entire year. Or you think about how much you're investing of your time, your money, and your brain power in doing all of your marketing, and it's kind of hodgepodge here and there, kind of like, what should I talk about today? What if you knew that 6 months from now, you had all of your content in a calendar, all things you enjoy talking about? They're bullet pointed out, so you know that when I talk about communicating with your team, I just keep coming back at this because of one of our clients, communicating with your team. Here are the 3 things, or here are the 5 things I'm going to be talking about. You already know that months in advance because you just took a few hours to put it all together. So if this is something that you want to have a conversation with me about to see if it's something that's going to work for you, if and how we can help you, I believe I can help you. There are some people like we don't want to take on as clients just because we don't align with what they're doing. So that's very rare, but I've had to turn down people in the past, so I can't say we're going to do it for everybody. But go ahead and reach out to me, authoritymarketingfilms.com/contact. You can set up an appointment with me, 20 minutes, usually within the first 10 minutes or so. I listen to what it is that you're doing and what you're trying to accomplish, and we'll see if we align with that and we can help you. Genuinely, I'll tell you if I can help you, or if it's like, sounds like you're doing a lot of this your own. I would just recommend don't do it on this podcast platform, do this. And I listen to a part of your podcast and there's no call to action. Like sometimes I'll just tell people Like, here's what I recommend you do. I think you're doing a great job. Just keep doing that. Now, if you want us to do everything for you, awesome. Here's what that costs, right? But I want to make sure that whatever we're doing with you is the most logical thing for you. Does that make sense? So if you want to book that call, or if you want to find me on Facebook and you want to instant message me, if you rather type back and forth, we can do that there. But this is how you do it, authoritymarketingfilms.com/content. Now, your questions, anything podcasting, anything video marketing, anything in your social media that you're doing or you're seeing that you would like my perspective on, and I'll definitely let you know if, like, boy, that's an awesome question. That'd be something for my team, one of the people who I work with that I'm not an expert in. I'll definitely let you know that too. But what questions do you have about what we covered here today? One of the things I'll let you know that if I go back through these, and I'm just going to unprofessionally go back through these here. When you make that one video and you have all that content in there, the way I laid it out, and you have a call to action that's in alignment with your topic, and that's in alignment with your free offer, that's going to be a diagnostic for the thing that you're actually going to offer them in the end. Just that right there, if you start creating videos like that and put those out, that's going to help you where you're at. That's a piece of the puzzle. So just making that and changing your podcast to that is going to be tremendously valuable to you. Now that you created that video, what do you want to do with it? You could put links here and there to that long video, but that's really not the best use of that video. You can get a transcript of it and paste that as your blog post. Yeah, but you speak differently than you read, right? So what are the things that I can help you with? Right now is a coaching moment. You have some questions you have for me, something you have been doing. You're not sure if it's the right process, the right way to do it. Definitely reach out to me and let me know. Right now, I'll be on for another couple minutes. We got 3 more minutes here. If people do have more questions, I'm happy to help. The whole idea here is for this to not be an expense to you. I was working with my dad and he was talking about ads. I was like, you're going to want to spend $100 a day on your Facebook ads. He's like, $100 a day. And I wanted him to understand that when he's investing $100, he should be getting a multiple of that back. And he did. The same thing with when I told him to invest in SEO for his website. He got a tremendous return on investment for their SEO because they're top number 1, number 2 for all their terms in their small town. So it was a really big payoff. I want you to think about, instead of, I'm hiring a team of experts to do this all for me the right way with the latest trends and what's happening now, instead of me trying to buy a program or join a mastermind or be on a free summit, multi-day summit. I think I'm going to piece it together and have the right idea. Now I'm going to take the time to do it all myself. How do I make it so when I sell a program, it pays for everything that Matthew and his team do the right way? And it takes me no more time. I could literally do a 15-minute podcast, see what my topic is that day, see what my bullet points are, think through how I'm going to go about doing it, and then hit record, start talking. And then at the end, I'm done. And I send Matthew a message saying, new episode. And then his team takes care of everything for me. Think about the brain power that requires. Think about the investment of time, how you're doing it right now. If you have a podcast and you're spending hours on recording the podcast, you're editing it yourself, or you hand it off to people. Now you're managing a project, managing all this. You need to figure out for yourself, when is the investment right for me? Because I want my life back, right? You don't want to be doing everything yourself. You want to be focusing on the thing that is most important to you, which is going to be serving your clients even better, which is going to be going to the seminars and the workshops and the thing that you do, not another marketing workshop, right? So I think there's a big fallacy when people who are experts turn to learning how to market. What they really need to do is spend about 10% of their time initially in learning how to market, learning how to get their message out, their calls to action, stuff that I just shared in this web training here. If you took this web training, you had never been on the internet before you took this web training, do you realize how far ahead you'd be of all the people who spent the last couple of years learning internet marketing? that's not something they enjoy doing or something they want to be. Just this is one training I did right now. If you came in, you had nothing online, you had no presence on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, you didn't have a blog post, but you had this and you had an offer and you were selling to people locally, this would skyrocket where you're at right now, because you say, okay, so I do have a website. What do I need on that? I'd say, well, you need a free offer. And I'd help people, I'd coach them through what their free offer should look like, and then get them opt-in form, which is very simple to do. And then you start recording that content for 15 to 30 minutes. I'll show you how to do that, how to get the lights, how to get, the camera, the microphone set up. You record it, and then you say, hey, Matthew, I hit stop and it's done. You guys can do your thing, or you can just send me something that says new episode, and we get the idea. We know that you just recorded a new episode. It's our turn to work on it. That would save a lot of frustration, confusion, time, brain power, right? That you could be spending with family and friends, traveling, going deeper in your craft, being a part of networks, networking with people you want to network with, right? So that's what I have for you today. If there are no more questions, thank you so much for being on. And definitely reach out to me. You can do that by going to authoritymarketingfilms.com/content. Or you can find me on Facebook if you're friends with me on Facebook. If you're not friends with me on Facebook, then I may not see your message. So this would be the best way to do it. Find some time with me, authoritymarketingfilms.com/content. Contact, again, it's going to be about a 15 to 20 minute call. Within that time, I'll be able to see, yes, this is a good fit. Yes, I know we can help you get more clients. And you'll know how much it costs and if that's a good investment for you right then. And then how we can finance it, make payments. We want to be able to help as many people as possible. So thank you so much for being on today. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.